Consciousness of God. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. In this instance, earth is symbolical of all knowledge. In this beatitude, Jesus of Nazareth gave us an inexorable, immutable law. That man's salvation depends on spiritual knowledge, knowledge of his divine nature, not upon vicarious atonement. A dying person is not pushed into heaven by so-called holy sacraments for the dying. In other words, man's salvation here now and forever hereafter depends upon himself. And he must pay the necessary price for that salvation. Part of that price is much giving up and much renouncing. To go one step more, a man can inherit only that which is justly due him. That is part of the law of karma, taught in practically all philosophy. From an inheritance standpoint, a man usually inherits that which is justly his from his father. Since we were created in the image and likeness of God, the Father, this is our inheritance, his likeness. Could anyone ask for more? I and the Father are one. All things are the Father's, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Did Jesus not say, "Know ye not that ye are gods"? Or is that sacrilegious? The meek are those who are enlightened to the point that they know the limitations of dual consciousness as compared to the consciousness of unity, which has no limitations. There may be those who have suffered greatly from this dual consciousness, reaped what they sowed, and did not like the harvest. After experiencing all the tortures of the damned, they, in desperation, sought a way out. Do you seek a way out? The meek are willing to renounce causes of dual consciousness, to give up and seek. They surrender to the will of God, seek and find consciousness of unity. They renounce their love and attachments of earthly things, not necessarily the things themselves. Blessed indeed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth, a quote from Divine Wisdom. We have this teaching in the well-known allegory of the prodigal son. He left his father's house where he had everything for which man could wish, consciousness of unity, first asking for his inheritance which was given him. He went out into the world, which means duality, the sea of mind, to seek his fortune. After much seeking, adversity means dual consciousness reduced him to a very low state, and finally his food was the husks of swine. After much suffering in dual consciousness, he decided to arise and go unto his father, means one with unity, knowing that in his father's house he had great wealth. His salvation was won by returning to his own higher self, rising above consciousness of duality to a consciousness of unity. When we have returned to unity, unconditioned consciousness, we have inherited the earth and all knowledge of the divine wisdom. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Here, hunger and thirst, obviously means an inner yearning. It refers to an intense inner feeling and a powerful thought. It is a focal point of consciousness. Jesus knew that mankind and his innermost workings. He said, "Where your treasure is, there will your heart is." Man is the result of his habitual thinking, yearning. As a man thinking in his heart, so is he in eternal truth. If man seeks and yearns and feels for righteousness, right thinking and acting, he necessarily achieves that, he is filled or satisfied. Likewise, if he thinks and yearns for evil, and by evil means wrong thinking and acting, he will achieve that, he will be filled or satisfied with what he yearns for. God gave man his own choice to seek good or evil, to go this way or that way, and man must make his own choice unrestricted. But once he makes his choice, whether from ignorance or otherwise, he sets certain causes. Consciousness of God. Actions, and their effects are what that person must reap. He finds that for which he was seeking with hunger and thirst, and from these experiences he should learn his lessons. If, therefore, man chooses the hunger and thirst for righteousness, he will be filled and blessed with that. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. As here used, we understand mercy to mean compassion, forgiveness. The merciful are those who have a kindly and thoughtful consideration for other creatures, human and all other. It must be something that is a part of their inner nature, a spontaneous expression of it. It follows, as night follows day, that they are indeed blessed who have attained and enjoy even a measure of inner harmony, that is consciousness of unity, peace, poise, and harmonious, spiritual relationship with all beings with or without life. Compassion and forgiveness were cardinal, primary tenets in the teaching of the Buddha and Jesus of Nazareth. Through the application of mercy, harmony is established in the outer life and can then in turn be reflected back to us. How foolish that men should so live in their relations to each other that they will contribute to making the very conditions which they say they would like to eradicate. But the law is immutable: as you are merciful, you will receive mercy. Blessed are the pure, in their hearts they shall see God. Yes, I have quoted this beatitude slightly changed from that stated in the King James Version of the Bible. My only authority, as in the first instance, is that it was so revealed to me during a period of meditation. And its meaning, as so quoted, coincides with the esoteric teachings of the Far East. Esoteric philosophy teaches that it is in the heart that God is seen, if realized at all. Obedience to the first commandment can bring this about. Because abiding in an all-absorbing love of God. Thanks for watching.